Hey, I just went to Lowe's and I got a good deal today. I got one door on clearance for $117. They were just discontinuing it, I guess because it's so ugly. I don't think it's bad looking. I think it's really a nice door actually. It's a 36-inch wide door. And then I got a garage door over here on this side. This is a steel door. It was busted at the bottom, so I got it for 120 bucks. So not too bad. Now I'm gonna install some. Once I get it stapled up on the front side, I don't care. It'll work. All right. Now, what looks like that. I don't want to shoot a bunch of nails because I'm about to go ahead and finish this. Now I'm solid back here to this side. What I want to do, I want to rip a piece of wood to get between here and the door jamb. So I think I already have some grip somewhere. Tightly behind the door. Now I can do this. It goes straight through to my casing. Like I said, this is solid to the 2 to 4 years. And I have right over a half-inch gap between here. So the half-inch piece of OSB is perfect through here. And then also at my top, I have a gap, so I have to with it, and it will rot within a couple of years. And you gotta have a flat bar. We put 3 nails in it, and then you got a couple of staples from the factory, and how they staple everything. It ain't much to worry about. My hand pouring blood out, it worked really good because this is the rustiest flat bar I own, I'm sure. Which I haven't had a tetanus shot in a very, very long time. So now I'm gonna see if if I don't contract this. Oh, now pop all the staples out. Or just cut. Yes, you can use this just like a hammer. So you will be right at the bottom. Push it up at the bottom. Make sure it's off my hinges and fuzz. And I'm shooting the door, and then I'm gonna come back and shoot the outside. And this is just regular 2 1/4 or 2 1/2 inch nails that are galvanized because we are outside. Finally made it to the front door. Right here, I'm just putting some caulk down first. So the threshold will be sealed up. And it's taking me forever. All right, there we go. I'm out of caulk. Perfect. Throw that down there. Let's go ahead and move this out of the way. This little bolt catch, little plastic catch, keeps the door from bumping around. Pick this heavy door up. It's been almost a week since I've been to the gym, and I can tell. And is it gonna go? Is it gonna fit? I don't know. Yes, it did, it fit. So surprising, honestly, because I built this house. I intended on it fitting, but I really didn't know. I'm kind of just figuring it out as I go. All right, is it level? It's pretty good. Let's make sure the inside's level. This is the hinge side. That's the side you want to use. Yeah. Double check it again since I laid it down for 1 second. Does it look good? Does it look good? And I don't. Shoot it already! Hurry up! All right, that's good enough. Let's go. Boom. And what I'm doing here is I'm just putting about 2 or 3 in each side, just to hold the door in place until I get it solid with the screws and the stuff on the inside, because I'm gonna rip this trim off anyhow and replace it with cement board. Dude, I'm going so slow. Come on, go faster than this, man. What's up? All right, I was like, let me try again. So I run inside, make sure everything's squared away on the inside, make sure it doesn't have any big gaps or anything that I missed for some reason. I measured before I stuck the door in there. I had about a 1/2 inch, a little less on each side, and that's what you need. So if you do want to put shims in there, shims is one of those things. I just hold a flat bar back there and pull it in tight to the flat bar, and it keeps it without moving it. If you put shims in there, that's cool. It just takes a few extra minutes, and I spray foam it anyhow, so it's solid as far as insulated. A shim's not going to give it any more structure or rigidity anyhow. All right, take some 3-inch screws. This is a little bit low on that side, so I pulled it up. Just double checking right here on the reveal. And it looks pretty good. And tighten that up a fuzz more. Awesome. Just making sure it's perfect, or it's good enough where I'll never pay attention to it again. Pop a couple of nails in there. Boom, boom, boom. And a couple on the top. And some on the hinge side. And the hinge side, like I put 3 screws in the hinges, 1 in each hinge. Usually they leave it out for that reason. They give you the little Phillips head screws with the door. They usually suck terribly because you will strip them out so easily. So I just use some deck screws, which sounds kind of crazy, and they're yellow or green, but I don't care because I know that it's going to hold a lot of pressure to it. And this way, I don't even have to change out to a Phillips bit. This is actually in real time, and this is pretty fast as far as moving. when I used to watch my dad put doors in, it would take him about 40 minutes a door because he would spend an extra 20 minutes doing shims. I don't do enough of them to be really fast at it. I know somebody that does a bunch can throw them in quickly. I understand. Just remember, I haven't always done this. This is only really a 3-year solid thing. I've been around this all my life though, and I have been around them building plenty of houses over the years for other people, and now I'm just blessed and have the ability to and the knowledge to do it myself. So all right, cool. Looks like my reveal's still good. Pull this back out a little bit because you got to countersink the screws, and then you can pull it back and it will get your gap back the right amount. Couple more screws. I always make sure I do one right between the doorknob and the deadbolt, and then I do one right above it, a few inches above the metal striker. So it just makes it a little more difficult when somebody's kicking your door and trying to bust it down. And then oftentimes I throw a 4-inch screw in a couple of spots around it as well to just help litigate pressure from weird spots if somebody's kicking it. All right, cool. And one more down here at the bottom. Hopefully this is the last one. Getting so close. Put a little plastic piece back in there to keep the door tight and shut. Awesome. Now I gotta rip off the brick molding that comes with the door. Typically, unless you order these special order and make sure they do the PVC moldings, but even those I don't really care for them because I feel like they just don't look as good. On this particular build, I just did 4-inch cement board for trim board, and I'm gonna put that around all my doors and all my windows. But these jambs right here at the bottom, they are rot proof, which either way, you still don't want a ton of water just hitting your doors all the time because it'll eventually work its way inside your house. This is on the bottom floor, so it is a concrete slab right here, so it's not like it's going to be the end of the world, and more than likely it's going to be tile in this area of the foyer. But regardless, I want it sealed up tightly. So I think it's 80.5, 80.5, and I'm like, awesome, they're the same. It's crazy. All right, let me go get 2 boards real quick. So this is the Hardy trim. $80.5. Click, click. And 80.5. I've only been using this tape measure for about 2 days. I had a guy come up and help me for a day or two on the roof when I was setting the trusses the other day, and he left it. Well, I seen it and I used it, and now I kind of like it. And that little move where my leg goes up in the air right here is simply to hold the other side of the concrete board so it won't snap off when I'm cutting it. Cement board is amazing product if you install it right. Once it's up, it's up. But just the boards itself are very brittle. There's not much give to them. But once it's installed and you caulk them, best product out there for sure. Make sure that's level. All right, cool. Pop, pop, pop. I try to eyeball it usually, but the level typically doesn't lie as much as my eyesight. And what I'm doing right here, I'm just flushing it to the very bottom of the threshold. Shooting one nail at the bottom so I can still taper it if I have to or move it along. And then after I get it level. All right, cool. Shoot. Pew, 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 pew. I wish nail guns sounded like that. Instead, it's concussions going off in your head non-stop. It's very violent with a pneumatic nail gun. And this is a little tiny nail gun. You shoot a framing nail gun all day long, you'll feel concussed. I know, it sounds like I know what I'm talking about. I don't. All right, what's the top measurement? 42 3/4. Honestly, I have no idea what it was, but it sounds about right. Either way, I cut and measured it right, so that's all that matters. All right, cut, cut, cut. All right, let's get this thing up here. Check this side. Check this side. Fill that side again. Perfect. All right, I just shoot into the actual door frame first, all the way across. Pop, pop, pop the top. Perfect. Now I'm ready to caulk. My caulk gun's empty. I gotta go grab some caulk. I'll be right back. So fine tip on the caulk. Throw it in the gun. I remember when I was young, caulking cement board all day, every day for like 2 weeks straight at a time. And it was so miserable because your finger feels like it's about to fall off, and you'd use every finger you could. And it wouldn't even be blisters because it would just like take all the skin off after a while. So I'm very thankful I don't have to do this every day. But when you're just caulking against smooth wood or something, it's not near as bad. But once you're rubbing against cement board, it's like sandpaper. And the faster you go, the faster it's going to sand your finger down. So caulk it really good. And then when I do the cement board on top of the trim, the actual lap siding part, I'll put a bunch of caulk up there as well to make sure it's sealed up. And then on the back side, before your sheetrock and all your trim in there, all that's going to be spray foamed, so it's going to be stout and solid, and there won't be anything to worry about. It keeps the sound out, keeps the air out, and little critters.
And that is it. That's my front door of my new house. So I'm very excited. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a blessed day.